Hello, hello, hello to all of those out there in the multiverse. So, today we have another guest. So, this is the first... It's going to be the first released of the returns. However, it's the second recorded, because I recorded Dan first this morning. But Dan's not going to be released till the following week. Because I wanted Ryan to be the first return because he was the first guest. So I thought it was a bit poetic if I did it like that. Sorry, Dan. Oh, Dan's gonna shit me. Oh, man. So I'm just gonna recap last time. Ryan was my first guest on the show. He came round to my house in Kingston and we had a nice old chat after coming back. This was recorded the night before we went out to Burns night, I think. Yeah, I think. And then, the following night we went out to Burns night. And after we finished Burns night, we came back and co-wrote an episode of Protect Us the Time. Like, completely tired, which is not the best time to be writing, but there you go. Last time we talked about, Ryan acting in my project, him directing his own project for uni, him being a writer because he has co-written some stuff with me. He's also co-writing currently some stuff, as he's editing some scripts. He's also slagged off a writer on his course, which I pushed him to slag off because it was crap. I've forgotten the bitch's name. I don't know. She's never gonna find this. Who cares? But yeah, no, her story was, she couldn't even write in English, I don't think. Like, her grammar was a bit rubbish. Oh well. I give her benefit of doubt if she's foreign, but if she was English, like, please write. And if you're dyslexic, please get someone to cover your fucking work. I know that sounds a bit harsh, but if you're writing professionally for films and stuff, you need to get it, perfect. Otherwise people are going to be like, oh, this guy doesn't actually know what he's doing. Or lady. You don't have to be either to be a writer. My god. So that's that. Yes, so that's what we did last time. We talked about how we met, about our school. Yeah, man. Let's introduce him. It is Ryan Hemingway, or Dave Hemmers. And we talked about Dave Hemmers in the last podcast with him. It's Ryan Hemingway. What do you do more, man? Do you direct more? Do you act more? What's the main job first?
Basically, it's a mixture. I mean, right now, it's mainly just a little bit of script work, the stuff that you give me to do. But
yeah, I suppose in lockdown it's a bit different because you can't really do any of the jobs that you're supposed to do. And my main job is acting, but now it's acting, writing, And my original job was music, but that's sort of, it's still here, but it's faded towards the back end, and I'm doing more writing and acting nowadays. But yeah, no, I would call myself an actor than writer. So, I mean, I don't know what you do more. I suppose you've been in more projects for me than you've done your own projects. So I suppose at the moment you'd be classed as an actor, director, writer, and once you get to do more of your own projects, then you'd be a director, writer, actor. Because, acting's not your main thing. Yes. So, so welcome director, actor, writer, Ryan Hemingway.
What's up?
What's up? I've got to say, your shirt, man, you semi-waste, man, you know? Like,
Nike,
fucking Nike. Like, did you just say Nike? Yo. It doesn't trigger me, but it's just like, where's the logic? You know, it's like... It's like my mum, because at least she gets a free pass, because she's foreign. But, you know, it's like, you say bike, not bikey, so you'd say Nike, not Nike. There's no accent over the E on the Nike label, so, you know.
Yeah, true.
It's just like, come on, man, get with it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I've used that so many times on calls because of you, you cheeky fuck. Like, someone's pissed off with the, like, if my work's not up to scratch, and I'm like, it is what it is. They're like, I'm gonna shiv you the next time I see you. I'm like, I blame Ryan. Yes, so I'm just gonna scribble out these couple of bullet points. So, first things first. Ryan, you are my Lamar from GTA 5. You are, like, yo, whenever I play GTA 5, I'm sitting in the car, I call up Lamar, and he's like, yo, cuz, you wanna hang? Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I go and find Lamar. He's like, you know where I'm at? So I go and find Lamar. And it's the same with Ryan in real life. It's like, hey, you want to hang? And he's like, yeah, you know where I'm at. I'll just go to Surbiton train station, pick him up. And then I pick you up and we just like fuck about for the day or couple of days you're down. Or half week, because it's always a half week. I always make you stay longer. Yeah. Which your housemates hate, but I don't give a fuck. So, the first thing we should chat about is how you been, man? You know, like, you know, it's been lockdown. This is what, week 9, week 10, week 8. I don't even know it's been so long we've been in lockdown. I think it's week 9. I'm not sure, but
yeah, it's been a while, man. But I'm getting through it, you know, as everyone else is, you know.
Bit of boaty style.
Just trying to find. No, not boaty style.
Nobody will understand that apart from me and Ryan. Not even Boaty would understand that.
It's just like, no, man. It's just like, you know, trying to keep yourself occupied. You know, find stuff to do. But yeah, it's been boring. But I guess, what can you do?
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Faux show. Yeah. So, just swapping my tea for some water because I've finished my tea. So, oh man. So, apart from the stuff that I've been getting you to do, so a bit of script editing and, I've given you a script to record lines for, but that's not necessarily urgent. So, you know, apart from that, you've not been doing much in terms of, you know, entertainment work. So what you been doing? How you been passing the time? Xbox? Is that it?
Yeah, mainly Xbox, you know, and what else? Trying to see if exercise works, but then, you know, it hasn't happened.
Don't bullshit me. You don't do shit, man.
Yeah, like the past month, I've been thinking, you know what? Let's go outside, and then every day I look outside, I'm like, it's not for me.
C'est pas pour moi, mec.
Yeah.
That's French, so it's
like,
not for me, lads.
You know, I'm just waiting, just counting days down, really, man. But yeah.
Oh man.
Daily trip to Tesco.
Oh, daily trip to Tesco's. Daily.
Necessary trips, but
yeah,
but
you know, daily.
Not daily. I'd say weekly.
Okay, because you said daily, and I'm like, right, I'm going tomorrow. You coming? I'll see you like 2 meters down the road.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll be shouting at you from the other end of the aisle. Hey, stay 2 meters away from me. Yo. So, oh man, I don't know. I've been lockdown's starting to get to me. I'm keeping writing. I'm keeping busy. I'm doing some stuff. I'm doing some vlogging. But yeah, it's a bit crap, you know. I miss my mates. I'm just like, yo, where's all the boys at? You know what I'm saying? Fucking Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Yeah. No. Oh man. So. Yeah, I miss my mates, you know. Miss going out.
Yeah.
Oh man. Miss going to the mill with the boys.
Same, man. Yeah, you know, coming down Kingston. Miss those days.
Oh,
yeah.
it's crazy times we're living in, man. Crazy times.
Because right now, like, what month is it? May. Yeah, like, I was planning to come down. You know, Kingston.
Oh yeah. You were done. You were planning to just like live with me for like 6 months.
Yeah, literally.
Until we started again. Like, yeah. Honest facts. Oh man. Yeah, no. I wish I was up there. I miss my big room because the house I'm in now, my room's a bit smaller, so I do miss the other place because I've got the biggest room in the house in Kingston. And it's just like, it's not being used at the moment. And I miss my keyboard and my guitar, which is up there. Yeah, man. Bruh. I miss just jamming. I can't jam down here. All I'm doing is singing. Like, there's no instruments, you know. Can't vibe out the window, you know. Oh, yeah, man.
It's your favourite thing.
Can't vibe here because there's no fucking good place to vibe.
No window to vibe out.
Nah, man. Oh, man. Fuck. It's
dead.
Oh, mate. I'm done. I've had enough, you know. I just want lockdown to be done now. Yeah, I wanna. I just want September to roll around, and hopefully by September we'll be allowed out again. Oh man, yeah, be allowed out. Hopefully, who knows? You know, who fucking knows, man? Government.
Not even Buzzer knows, man.
Oh mate, Buzzer, I love him, but he doesn't know shit at the moment. Like,
he's a waste man.
No, Buzzer's not a waste man. He's just like a clueless idiot. I love him.
He is very clueless.
I love him, and he's actually fucking smart. That's the problem. He went to fucking what? He went to Eton, was it? I don't remember. But he went. Yeah. He's fucking smart, and you know he didn't just go to Eton because his parents were rich or he's a rich family. He went to Eton because he was smart and he did well at Eton. It's just the fact that he's playing the role of a dumbass out here. I fucking love him though. Back when he was like, you know, tackling kids in Asia or fucking, you know. Oh, yo, I love that video. Just tackled that kid in that rugby match, and he's like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry."
Yeah, he's a funny guy. That's true.
I do love Bozza. Right, so let's get on to our topics for today. There's not that many on my list because we covered a lot on the podcast earlier, and because it's quite close to the last podcast you did, it's like I'm not going to go over those things at the moment because we're on lockdown as well, so we're not doing any work. So
yeah.
I'll go over what I've got so far, and then we'll just ad-lib the rest of it, and we'll just see what happens. So yeah, so talk the finale of Protectors of Time. So yeah, Protectors of Time season 1. We are done. It is finished. There was supposed to be like 5 more episodes that we were supposed to get done, but not that many of the actors were able to send their lines in on time for some of the episodes, and you know, but by the end of it, I was just like, look, there's no point in, you know, just waiting for for weeks and weeks to get the lines in for a particular episode. I just said, look, we'll finish it on the one we've already got edited, and then we'll sort of address it at the end of at the start of season 2. So I've had to change up a couple of episodes in the season 2 first half to accommodate the end of season 1. So the premiere of season 2 will sort of show what happened in the finale of season 1 if we had the time to do it. But due to lockdown and various reasons, I just thought it was best to just give up. However, as I've mentioned, we are picked up for a season 2. We have a season 2. Got some interesting storylines. We've got the first half. There's an arc with Gemini Flanagan, who's coming back. So Dan Villano will be in that, and he'll be the main sort of villain for the first half of the season. We got my friend Taj, who's going to voice Alex's brother Tommy, who will be in the first half of the season. We've got we got Zane playing a character. We've got Ben Davies reprising his role as Ray as a series regular after the halfway point. We've got a couple people who have left the show. Hang on, just fucking sort my device out. Cheeky fuck. Sorry. We've had some people who've left the show. Z Alexander is no longer Jenny Green. She's opted to leave the show due to some personal reasons, which I'm not going to get into, but she always has a place on the show if she wants to return. So I've had to written Jenny out of the show. We have some actors leaving in the first half of the season. I'm not going to say who, because the main cast know, but the public don't, and I'm not going to say shit. There's at least 3 main characters who leave halfway through the show, and then one's already left, which is Jenny. We have 2 new main series regulars, which is Ben and Zane. There'll be some new characters, there'll be some great guest stars. Jamie's been promoted to a series regular. We got some good shit going on, and episode 2 is going to be the best episode in the world, mate. There's already...
Episode 2, man.
Oh, man. So Ryan and I co-wrote episode 2, which is a crossover into the Seiken films, into the Seiken world. I'm not going to talk about that much because I just want people to get excited about it. But Ryan and I co-directed it and co-wrote it, and we will co-direct it. I'm going to get Ryan to come back down to Kingston and we'll co-direct it. So it'll be a good episode. I'm going to make that one big. There's all I will say is there's a lot of slagging of everyone in the cast of that episode. Ben, Lewis, even Ryan, get ready, boys. There's a lot of slagging in here. And it's fucking hella meta, because Ryan wrote a particular scene where he is playing 2 characters in the episode. His Protectors of Time character, Tom, and his Seiken character, Henry. And he's playing 2 characters, and the characters are doppelgangers slagging each other off. So it's like Ryan slagging off Ryan, who is slagging off Ryan, And then Ryan wrote that scene, so he's slagging off those characters, which are slagging off themselves, but Ryan wrote it, which means he's slagging off himself. Because I didn't slag him off, so he slagged him off, which is fucking funny. There's always something, you know. There's a bit of man. There's some relationship issues with Tom and Rosie in that episode. Yo, like, just like, boy, I'm fucking and you're just like fucking. Oh, I love that shit. But season 2, I'm looking forward to it. You're looking forward to season 2. Season 2's change. Change is good occasionally, and I'm just
so much better. I mean, season 1's good, but season 2, amazing.
Look, season 1 was all right. It was setting up the show, and as much as I loved certain episodes from season 1, we had the musical episode, which was great. We had episode 15, which I loved. We had the pilot, which was short, but it was sweet. So yeah, and the pilot had some great guest stars, actually. It had, it had Hallie Hunt as, no it didn't, she came in later. It had Jess Herring as Rosie and Eve Baxter in the pilot. She was a special guest star. We had Nick Sampson, who is the lead, or was the lead, of another show, The Archer, who came on for a special appearance to reprise his character in voice form to convince one of our characters, Freddie, to join this team. Then we have some great guest stars. So one included Sam Weeks as Director Bennett, so co-director of the Time Bureau. We had Peter Woolley as the Professor, and Peter's going to reprise his character in season 2 in the first half for one episode, so keep on the lookout, people, because he will return. We had John Leather as Kronos throughout the whole season. And he did it very well, because he made it sound like another actor on the show, which serves a storyline in the later half of season 2. For a certain character. We had Jamie Weaver in season 1 as a guest star, but he came up as a series regular for season 2. So we've had some great cast members, and some great guest stars throughout the show so far. So season 2, we're only going to extend it and make it better. But season 1 was just the stepping stone. It was the leap of faith to get the show on the air. And now we're moving from season 1 to season 2. And season 2, I think, is where we find our place. Our show finds its place, and we know what we're doing with the show. And season 2 is going to be amazing. We've got some great guest stars, we got special guest stars, we got people doubling as their alternate characters from Seiken. It's going to be great. We got based off of our Burns night back in January this year. I've added in 2 episodes with a Burns night theme and one of another episode just being Scottish. So there's 2 episodes for that, and that'll feature some old mates of mine from Scotland, so that'll be nice to get them involved in the show as well. I'm running out of breath. I've already done one fucking podcast this morning, and now I'm dying. You know, fucking I'm gonna ask Ryan some shit, and then he can spiel for a bit while I fucking catch my breath. Oh fuck me.
When does this one come out?
I'm gonna. So yeah, I've already recorded 2, and this will be the 3rd. I haven't edited any of them, so I need to get them all in the format ready to post on YouTube. Then I'll get them done soon enough. So this will probably be in a month's time. Yeah, probably in a month's time. I'm gonna release Josh's next week. I'm gonna release this one the week after, and then Daniel's will be the one in a month's time. So you know, yeah, couple of weeks. Faux shizzle. So tell me about your feelings for Tom. What did you enjoy about season 1? Did you enjoy the storyline of his character getting a bird? Did you? I mean, a girlfriend, because calling it a bird is not politically correct.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tom. It's good for Tom. I think he needs to settle down at some point. But at the end of the day, he's just he needs to mature, and I think this is the first step in that happening. But who knows? Who knows where it will go? Whether it will last. Can he keep it up? Maybe not.
Can he keep it up? That just made me think of something.
Oh, no. That's not what I meant.
Can Tom keep it up? Oh, I'm sure Rosie and Tom are having a good time. Yeah, so what, speaking on the maturity of the character, yeah, so Tom's a bit of a, I was gonna straight up call him a waste man, but he's not. He's a bit of a, not a kid, but he's a bit childish in the sense of he's a grumpy, he doesn't give a crap really, until the first step being Rosie and him start developing a bond, and then they start forming a relationship. And if you hear water, that's just me pouring water into my glass, not taking a piss halfway through this interview. I'm not that crude. Yeah, and I suppose Tom sort of matures a bit by gaining this relationship because he wants to impress her. But
yeah.
But the big sort of improvement for Tom is actually going to happen early on in season 2. It's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen straight away. Episode 2 is when he meets his doppelganger Henry, and for those of you who watch the Shaken films, I've gone Sean Connery. Those of you who watch the Shaken films, those of you who watch the Shaken films know Ryan plays another character called Henry Watson / Justice, and he is going to reprise that character not just for the Shaken episode, but throughout the whole of season 2, alongside Tom. So Ryan's going to be pulling double duty, and the only actor who's done that is me. So Ryan's going to step up and play 2 characters for this season. And, it'll be interesting to see how he changes the voice up slightly to make one sound, different. Whether it's one sounding grumpy and one's high on life, or, whatever. But yeah, Ryan's going to be playing Tom and Henry's going to form he's going to take the place as a mentor sort of figure for Tom. And I think Tom matures through the journey he has with Henry. I think I'm safe to say that. I'm not going to go deep into that, but he has a good relationship with your doppelganger. So there's a lot of scenes where you do have scenes with yourself. And it was fine for me in season 1 when I had a scene with Carter, who was also voiced by me, because I was doing different accents. I was doing one as an American and one as a Brit. But for you, it's like the same voice. You just have to tone it differently. One's just going to be, oh my god, I'm really happy. And then the other one's going to be like, fuck it, I'm done with your shit. Just tone it differently. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. What are your thoughts on playing 2 characters throughout this season?
I think it's
well, actually playing 3, because there's episode at the end of the season where we play ourselves as well, reality, where we get to play ourselves. So you get to play Ryan as well. But yeah, what's it going to be like voicing 2 characters this season?
I think it's it's quite interesting, and at times it can be quite comical.
It'll be hard, though, won't it? It'll be hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's definitely a test to see, how well I can pull off different characters. But at the end of the day, I think it's so interesting. It's more fun than It's more fun than I thought it would be. It's hard, but at the same time, it's funny seeing it play out, especially in episode 2.
Oh my god, episode 2 is the
chemistry between them. It's we'll see. We'll see, but it's hilarious.
Because me and Ryan and I are the only 2 people who have seen the scripts so far. Ben's also a developer of the show and an exec producer, but he's not really been around to be able to show the scripts to. So it's just been me and Ryan who have been looking at these scripts, and Ryan and I know the story so well that it'd be really interesting, to pull off throughout the whole season. So what are your... how to word this? What are your not aspirations, but what do you want to happen to your characters? Do you want Tom to settle down with Rosie, and do you want Henry to make it big on Earth 1, or do you what do you want for your characters? Not that you might not get them, but
Yeah, I mean, for Tom, I'm hoping for a chance for him to settle down. I think because he needs to, as we see when he meets Henry, he starts changing his perspective. That's due to Henry. His wisdom.
Henry's taking him under his wing, basically, isn't he? He's basically being a mentor to him, not just in fighting, but also in terms of just emotional stuff as well. There's episode 3 is called Way of the Master. And the Master, the Way of the Master is Henry. Henry's the Master in this episode, and Tom's the apprentice. And, Henry's taking... Ooh.
Can you see that?
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Oh, it's because my dad's calling me, but my dad's calling.
So sorry guys, we had to cut some of that out because Ryan's dad called him halfway through the call, so we had to stop for a bit and let Ryan answer that, and then we came back. So we back, bitches. I have no idea what we were talking about before your dad called.
Talking about Henry and Tom.
Oh yeah, hang on. So we were briefly talking about Way of the Master, the episode Way of the Master, which is episode 3 of season 2, where Ryan gets he as Henry Watson Justice, he gets to take Tom under his wing and then sort of teach him the ways. And now, I'm not going to go too much into it because it's going to be mentioned in the episode. But Henry became Justice to get justice for the death of Stuart. But he tells Tom not to be like him. He says, don't be like me, don't be Justice. You don't want to get justice for your mates who are dead. Well, you do, but you don't want to have to let it get to that point. You want to be a guardian. You want to protect your friends. Because he's a protector of time. He's a guardian. So Tom gets the new superhero name of Guardian. So there's Justice and Guardian. One is Guardian protecting his friends before they need justice. And then Justice is getting justice for his dead friends. But yeah, so that's the difference. But I won't read too much into that. But yeah, what's it going to be like playing two different superheroes? And sort of be like, one's the experienced guy, but he's been attacked by life and he's sort of seen it all, whereas Tom's relatively new in this. He's been a year into protecting time, but he's not really done the superhero thing before. And he's like, how do I do this? He's like,
yeah.
So what's it like going to be balancing, the rookie versus the veteran?
Well, I think it'll be interesting because it's two different perspectives, characters. One's as you say, Henry's the mentor. He's trying to teach his ways to someone who's like him, but at the same time not like him. Like physically, they might be the same, and they're both played by me, but
they're doppelgangers. They're from different Earths. They're the same person, but with different names. It's weird how the multiverse works. Yeah. But
and it's like how Tom is like he's a bit cocky in season 1, but we see that how it plays out in season 2.
There's a change.
Yeah, he changed.
There's a change. Season 2's all about change, isn't it?
He definitely changes.
Yeah. There's a lot of change. He definitely changes.
He definitely changes.
There's an arc at the end of the season where he's hurrah, hurrah. And Ryan gets to live out a fantasy because he hasn't played a particular type of thing yet. So, that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say on the matter. So Tom and Henry. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see you play two characters throughout this year. Or next year. Because I'm intrigued to see how you do it, and how you make the characters different. It'll be interesting, man.
Yeah.
I've got to mention to the audience, to our listeners, that most of the actors who have not reprised but are in the Protectors of Time who were from the Seiken films, they've wanted to do this show to get away from their Seiken characters. Ben, for example, who plays Ray on Protectors of Time, he's been the second face of the Seiken films after me. And he's he wants to play Ray now and focus on Ray and get away from the Seiken films, which is quite lucky that the last film in the phase is coming up soon enough. which means we can focus on the show instead of the films. So Ben gets his wish of getting away from the character, and the same will happen with me. I get to go away from the films and do this TV thing, or this web series rather. But Ryan was the opposite. Ryan loved his Seiken character, and not to say that we don't love our Seiken characters, but you know, I played a different one in each film, so I must have obviously hated them. Which I didn't. I loved them, but the storyline was just like somebody had to go. But in Ryan's case, he loved Henry, and there's something that happens in Seiken the End which I can't say to Henry's character, which makes the character leave the show, and you know, he's you know, he's questioning everything that he's been through, so he has to leave. But he still wanted to play Henry more. So what I've done is, in Seiken 2, Henry's nowhere to be seen. He just dipped. So the Seiken episode that happens at the start of the season will be Henry gets picked up by the team. He will stay with the team. And then at the end of the season, someone will come back to bring Henry back for Seiken 3. So that will be how that works. And then that'll show why you weren't there for Seiken 2. Yo, cuz, oh man. So yeah, so that's the characters. Oh yo. So talk the Ferrari, we've talked about the Ferrari, we've talked about season 2. Is it happening again? Yo.
No, man. It's just a shitty notification.
Oh, do you not? Can you not mute your phone? Is it always vibrate? That's not it.
Yeah, usually it is, but I've just put it on fully silent now, so you don't have to worry.
Hey, sad. So yeah, so. Oh man. So that's the Protectors of Time, but just like, did you? Because I know you've been playing Tom for a year now, but what about Tom is it that you thought you wanted to play Henry as well? Like, why, like, you haven't shown, I mean, I don't know, but it's like, with the thing that happens to Henry in Seiken the End, it's like, you were gutted that you weren't going to be able to play him again for a while until I brought him onto Protectors of Time. Even though you still have 2 films on your contract, so I'll put those in to, you know, another thing. But like, when I said you were getting to play Henry this season as well, you were really up for it. Whereas if if something happened to Tom, you're just like, oh sweet, it's the story, you know, good for him. What's different about Henry? Is it just the fact that you've played him longer and he's the first person that you've played? Is it that sort of thing that keeps going back to it? It's the same with me and Matt Caldor. I keep going back to that first character because, you know, the stories are great.
Definitely. It's definitely to do with the fact that it was my first character, and you know, it got me into all of this really. Like the whole Seiken franchise is the thing that got me into before Protectors of Time. So
yeah, we started Seiken in 2017.
Yeah, man. And like, so playing Henry Watson is always it's a great throwback. So it was gutting, you know, towards the end of the Seiken franchise, you know, or at least the first phase, and then the second phase, and then I think now it's like when bringing him back is like even better, you know.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
amazing that I found a way to bring him back for Protectors of Time, because I was feeling bad because whatever happens to Henry in the next film, I can't tell you, but I suppose people have already guessed it. But whatever happens to him, I can't just, hey, you come here, like, come here. Like, so I'm surprised I did find a way to find a way to use the character through the time travel show, because it's time travel. So we pick him up at a certain point in time, and then we drop him back off for the next second film. What was your how did you feel when I told you got the chance to play both throughout the whole season, not just for one episode?
It felt good, man. Like, it's just a great opportunity. It's more screen time.
It's more screen time. You just want to be the main character, don't you?
Not like that, and also it's just great. Like, no other character but Henry, really. Like, I prefer, obviously, like, I hate to say it, but I do prefer. Always naturally, I'm drawn to Henry more than Tom, but that's only because I've been Henry more than I have with Tom. But
by the end of this, you're going to be by the end of the whole show, the 6 seasons that I've done, you're going to be playing. What, you'd play Tom more than Henry, I think, overall. All of those 45-minute TV episodes, you will have played Tom more than you will have played Henry in a 30-minute film. Like, yeah.
So with Tom, I think it's a good opportunity. I mean, over time, like, there's a lot of hope for his character. He's a good guy.
And we already know how the show finishes. I've already written 6 seasons. I've already told these guys, like I've already finished the show. We know where the characters are going, and Tom turns out to be, the guy that nobody thought he could be. He turns out to be, one of the leaders. He turns out to be, a really solid guy, which nobody expected from the start. Not to say that everyone thought Tom was a dig, but to say that nobody thought Tom would be in the position that he eventually gains.
That's what I like about Protectors of Time. It gives a lot of time for characters to develop,
Yeah, man. That's what I like about TV, because you get the time to do the character development, whereas in a film, if you do a one-off film, it's only one film, so there's no character stuff. It's mainly just story-driven. And if it's in a trilogy, then you get a bit of character development, but it's still story-driven because they're films. Whereas TV is character-driven, film is story-driven, plays are fucking both. And musicals are music-driven. Sweet. So, moving swiftly onwards, we are going to be talking about our film projects for this year or the future, depending if I give out because I'm fucking dumb. So we have a few films coming our way soon. We are currently working on Betrayal, doing the voices for that film. Then we've got Seiken the End. In January, we're going to start recording that. So we need to get Betrayal out. We need to record Betrayal. And that's me too. I still haven't done my lines either. So we got Seiken the End. And then we got some short stuff. We've got a short film called Fine, which Ryan's going to direct, which I've written, which will star me and one other guy. We have the next Thistle film. And we have a live action called Companion, which is going to be... it's quite a deep film, isn't it?
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah. And you've read the script, haven't you?
Yeah. We went through it in Kingston, I think.
Yeah. So, oh man.
Yeah.
Deep shit. But yeah, so we got a few things to work on. We still got Protectors of Time to go through. Season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we got a few projects. Great notes from me. Improvised the rest of the show. Yeah, so we talked about everything on my list of topics because we did one of these fairly recently. I say recently. The one we did together was 2 weeks before lockdown, I think.
Yeah, something like that. We had no idea that it would get this bad, but...
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
We were just two kids vibing back then. We were vibing.
Yeah.
Now we fucked. Yeah, we fucked it. So, I'm gonna, swing it to some questions for a bit, and then we'll talk about something else, and then we'll do some more questions. So these are from a range of people, fans, and friends of mine. I'm just gonna. Sorry, the phone went off, the house phone, and I went to answer it, and no one was there. Cheeky fucks. So, let's swing it round to some fan questions. Oh, right. Okay, so it says, did you like where Tom's story went this season?
Yes, I season 1, story-wise, it helped Tom. He was just settling into things, and I think, as every season, or the first season of the TV show, it needs to find its ground, and I think that's what it did with each character, but I think season 2, season 1 has to be there to set up season 2. We just introduced Tom. We haven't really seen much of what he can do, his potential.
Yeah.
So season 2 brings that out. Yeah.
And I suppose Henry is the one to unlock that potential.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Next question. Okay, so, if there was an episode where your character, Tom, and another character swapped bodies, which character would you swap with, and why? On Protectors of Time. Not Satan.
That's a hard one. If Thursday was the human...
If Thursday... Yo, Jazir, my guy, if you're listening to this, he fucking loves you for this. Oh, man.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, Jazir's gonna love you for that. Well, fucking hell, the AI of the ship. You want to be the AI of the ship.
Yeah, no, I like Thursday. I do like Thursday. One of my favourite characters in the show. For sure.
Sits there and gives you a bit of, oh, yo. Just reads off the fucking narration slides. I love it. The thing is with Thursday, it's a chill character because it's just a voice robot, it's, even though it's a voiceover show, you guys have to put emotion into your characters, whereas Jazir is just a robot. He doesn't have to have emotion, so he can just say his lines, and it's quite easy like that. I can't tell you everything from my plans for the future, but there is an episode in the final season where we find out that Thursday used to be a woman. And like, oh man, hang on, I've got to get it up now because I'm losing the plot. But but yeah, there is a scene somewhere. Hang on, it's in Glass. So there's an episode in the final season called Glass. I can't tell you everything because it's in the final season, you cheeky fox. Oh my god, yes. So, so there's a monologue that Alex says to a different AI, saying, "You know what? You're the very first AI that got naked for me." And that's saying something, as Thursday and I have been on the ship together for years. Did you know that Thursday used to be a woman? But something happened, a virus got in our systems and the voice became a man. I was fucking shocked, let me tell you. And then this AI says, "Why?" And he says, "Because that was the world's fastest fucking sex change in the fucking world, let me tell you." So yeah, no, that's fucking funny. Thursday used to be a woman voice apparently, and then it changed into a man after a virus got on board the ship. Because Thursday isn't really a kind of name for a guy, is it? You'd expect it to be a female. I mean, not being, overly PC about the question, but, like, because I know people are just going to come back at me and fucking But Thursday is like Friday in the Iron Man suit. It's like Friday would be a woman voice. Like, you'd expect Thursday to be the same. Am I gonna get shivved for that? Yo.
Gonna get cancelled.
Yeah, I'm gonna get taken off the air. Ooh, okay. So, it says here, do you have a favourite episode from season 1?
Season 1.
Don't say it's one you're not in. Don't say the musical episode which you're not in.
No, not the musical episode.
Oh, no, wait, hang on. You are in that episode. That's the episode you got engaged.
I think I'm in it briefly.
Yeah, you were in it for one scene at the end because you got engaged.
I mean,
you proposed to Rosie, and she declined as a joke.
Yeah, that is a good moment in the script. I think that is a pivotal moment for Tom. It's the start of something, possibly. But yeah, I think that overall the whole season's pretty good for Tom. But again, the potential for Tom, he just gets better and better. I mean, I've seen the scripts. Yeah, just wait for season 2. Man. Watch season 2, and you'll find out. That's all I can say.
Good answer. Okay, this is for not for this. This is from. This is from my mate Hamish Clark. He's finally changed up a question, which is interesting. He says, "We saw in season 1 that Alex Lance, that's my character, disappears for a couple of episodes, and until he returned to his normal self, Oliver Martin took over as leader. Do you think that Tom, Henry, or any other character in the show will be trying to take the leader position from Alex?" I don't know why that's aimed at you, because it's about my character, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, but I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, everyone wants the top spot, really. I mean, there's certain people who are in my head who have the capability to be a leader, but I can't say Tom or I can't say Tom would want to.
You can't fucking say Tom. I mean, Henry maybe,
Yeah.
but you're like, Tom?
Henry
Nah,
maybe.
fuck off.
But Tom's too. Tom's too.
Too much of an
say
airhead
youthful,
at the
that's not
moment.
the right word. Yeah, he's an airhead. He's an airhead. I honestly don't know. I couldn't say. I'd just say a controversial answer and say Thursday. I'm just joking.
Yo, Thursday's the leader. Fuck off. Fuck off.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, man. It's a tough one, actually. I haven't thought about that. I mean, you'll find out, actually. You'll find out, like, there's so many storylines. That's the thing. You'll find out. That's every question, every theory that you could come up with, is likely going to be played out in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not giving anything away there, I don't think. Yeah, there's a lot of storylines in season 2. I think it's not a shocker to say that I'm playing multiple characters yet again. Ryan's going to be playing multiple characters. So with the thought of playing another character, you've got to say what's happened to the original character that I've been playing, and why am I playing a new character? If you know. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is from. Oh, this is from. That was so loud. This is from my mate Matthew Baker, who is a good writer. He's co-written and written some episodes of the show. He says, "What's challenging about bringing your script to life?" So, for the episodes that you have written, what do you think will be most difficult to get to bring it to voice?
To voice? What's the question like?
So what's challenging about bringing your script to life? But because it's only a voiceover, what's challenging about making the voice come to life?
Yeah, again, particularly when I'm playing, I've got to say the main challenge is bringing two characters with the same voice to life, to try and convey some sort of like, they're completely really different people, really. They're just from two different multiverses. So like when you think about it, they're going to have different tones, they're going to have different ways of speaking, they're going to have different, attitudes. So, like, whereas when I was voicing Tom and Henry for the first time, I remember recording for that. And that was pretty hard. That was quite challenging, especially for... we did season 2, didn't we?
Hang on. We haven't recorded anything for season 2 yet. I think...
Did we not?
I think... It was when you were steaming, and I was quite tired, and we were in my room, and we were just reading the script to try and see if it flowed properly, which it did.
Oh, that's what it was.
But
yeah,
we didn't record anything. We were far too tired for that.
Oh, good.
Hadn't finished season 1 yet, so we were like, I'll leave it.
I remember doing that, and I was like, it's pretty hard, trying to get the two characters to sound like different people, but... especially when they're the only people in the scene. I think there was one time there was just them two, and I was like, how am I going to make this work? But eventually, I think with practice,
practice makes
I think
perfect.
I should probably do a few rehearsals. Yeah, I should probably do a few rehearsals before the final recording, actually, of season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The thing is, I'll get you to come round to record your lines, because
For sure.
of reasons, like deadlines and laziness, procrastination. I had to record all of Ryan's episodes in one go. Luckily, I always write the full season first. And I had to record all of Ryan's lines in one go, because when I asked him to do the pilot, it took him 2 months to get me 2 lines, which could have taken 20 seconds, but it took 2 months.
True.
So I had to get all of his stuff whilst he was visiting. I was like, look, get your shit done now, otherwise, I'm going to be waiting for months to get these episodes released. Okay, so the next question is, why did you want to be involved on this project, which is a series compared to the films that you've already done? Why did you want to move on to a web series?
I think it's down to the timing. We're at uni. Obviously, live action would be, off the cards for now. Mainly due to we've just done the Seiken franchise, although I wasn't in Seiken 2. But I think when I heard it would all tie into eventually certain aspects of different parts of the other shows, I thought, okay, it's got potential. I think I remember you telling me about it at first, and I always thought it was a good idea. And I was down for it from the day one.
Legend.
Yeah, it's more experience. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Oh, this is a very interesting question. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how to word this. Well, this question is from my mate Jamie Jarvis. So not Jamie Weaver, but Jamie Jarvis. Another jog. He's asked a very fucking good question. And I'm just intrigued to see the answer, or hear the answer. If Bash Dinsmore, if I didn't get you involved in the first Seiken film in 2017, would you be taking the subject you're taking at uni now as a career? Would you ever have been into the industry without me getting you to work on a film?
No, that's a good question. I think, because I thought about this, like, where did all this come from? Like, why am I taking this?
Because back when 2017, when we were doing the first film, there was no thought of A-levels because we were doing it whilst we were in year 11, the start of it anyway. But then we did A-levels and you took some film classes. But when we started, you didn't let anyone know that you were going to do some film classes. So yeah, what happened, man? Like, what was it? Me that brought you onto the film? That made you get a passion for the certain other aspects of the film industry, like producing and writing and directing, or what was it?
I think it was. I reckon it was a mixture of things.
Could you imagine how fucking big-headed I'm gonna get if it's all me? I'm like, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it definitely played a big part. Like, I think the first Seiken film definitely did pique my interest in, filmmaking and stuff. I think I already had a bit of, like, underlying sort of curiosity about the subject, and I did think if I was going to do any A-level, because I had no clue what I would wanted to do until last minute.
Yeah, GCSE's fucked us over as well.
Yeah, I tried out, like, film and media, and science. I don't know why.
Science, yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah, what a weird mixture. But when I did film and media, I was like, I think the first Seiken film definitely did help with. It did help with a lot of it, actually. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was good. I think it's hard. Yeah, it's a mixture of things, but definitely did play a part in it, being part of the Seiken franchise. It's hard because I can't even remember. I can't even remember that far. Sometimes I'm like, the whole thing was a blur. I think Belichick might have played a role in it, but forcing me to do it.
You just wanted to have a class with him, innit?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, we got some good character questions too. What sort of person is going to love Tom's character, and what sort of person is going to love Henry's character in the show? Because Henry's a bit different in the films compared to the show, isn't he? I think in the films he's a bit of a, he's wearing a suit all the time. He's working as the CEO of Stuart's company, because Stuart's snuffed it. But in the show, he's also changing as well. It's not just Tom that's changing, it's Henry that's changing as well. And he's playing a different sort of, thing. So, yeah. What sort of person's going to love Henry's character because it's a bit different, and what person's going to love Tom's character?
I think that's a good question. I think it depends how you look at it. Someone who watched, most people, like most parts of the audience who have watched the Satan franchise and who have been there from day one, probably are already more drawn to Henry, because it's an OG character, and that's usually how it works. You look at Star Wars, you look at all these franchises. It's always the more popular characters who are introduced at the beginning are more popular. But someone who's just coming into Text of Time, who might have not been invested in Satan, probably are more drawn to Tom. He's a modern guy. He's not like Henry. Henry's the CEO. Tom's still a fucking
millionaire, though. Tom's still a fucking millionaire, though. And he is a CEO. Just the rest of the team don't know it yet.
He doesn't act. That's the problem with Tom. He doesn't act like a CEO. Mm-hmm. He acts too cocky. He's an airhead. How did he get in that position?
His parents' money.
Whereas Henry more put together. Yeah, Henry's more of a put together guy.
Henry worked for it, whereas Tom had it.
Yeah, and so that had it from the beginning. So different people are going to be different. I think most of the people will be attracted to Henry's character. But over time, the thing is, Tom, over time, this is why we've got all these seasons, because it allows people to develop characters. So, yeah.
Is it easier to play Tom or Henry?
It's easier to play Henry, because I've played Henry before. And I don't know. I always find it easier because from 2017, I know I took a bit of a break, like a massive break from Henry.
Well, you took a year. It took a year. Yeah. It's not that much, but
I think it's just a case of Tom's still he's not still a new guy, but he's newer than Henry.
Yeah, but he's been on screen for a year. Like, come on, guys. It's been on since December. He has been on since December. It's been 6 months. Yo.
I think, 6 months, man.
That's crazy. I thought, 6 months. Yo. I thought I only posted the pilot the other day. Now we're 15 episodes through and it's 6 months later. Yo, fuck me.
Yeah, so I reckon Henry's the easy character, definitely.
What is the biggest challenge about playing both of the characters?
I said this before, but both when they're in the same room and interacting with each other. But other than that, I think it's also, I don't know. It's like because it dips back in time. I have to forget about whatever has happened in the script before and put that aside and think, all right, what's his frame of mind now? What's going on at this point in time? Because they're time travelers. So
yeah, and I suppose when it comes to it this year, I'm gonna direct you a lot more harshly. Like, In season 1, you said the lines, and I was like, yeah, that's how it sounds. Sweet. This year, differentiating the characters, I'm going to be a bit more tougher. I'm going to be like, yo, that's not how it should be said.
Season 2, man, it's going to be good.
Yeah, season 2 is going to be a bit more profesh, people. Is it is it easier to play a character or to be yourself? For me, it's character, but go for it.
That's a good question. I think it's easier to
You see, it's getting you, isn't it? It's getting you, because you don't want to be open about yourself to everybody, do you? But if you're playing a character, you can show everything that character has to offer.
Yeah, like, I would say it's hard to play yourself in a TV show or any.
That's coming up, mate. Fiction. End of the year.
Yeah, and I'd say it's because it's more personal, and I guess it's more like closer to reality. Whereas things that are separate from reality.
Way shouting out the episode name, Reality, where we play ourselves. Yo.
And I think it's just playing a fictional character is much easier, and it's more fun, for sure.
For sure. Only a couple of questions left. What do you hate about Tom, and what do you hate about Henry?
Okay, the Tom, I think it's his. So far, it's his inability to sort of, get his shit together,
Get your shit together, man.
Man the fuck up, just, get a hold of. I mean, he's engaged, but he needs to do more, and I think we'll find out. There'll be things that will influence that later on, and I think. But as for Henry, I can't say, man. I can't say anything about Henry, man.
You love Henry, don't you?
Yeah. He's just like anything from the Satan franchise. I can't really hate on because it's Satan, that's the thing.
I've got flaws for everything, man. Because I'm writing it and I'm directing it and I'm playing it. Like I've got flaws for everything.
Because it was the beginning, I guess. It's allowed to have this.
I got flaws for everything. Yeah. Oh, this is the final question, but it's also a good question. Besides yourself, which actor or actress in this season is going to blow people away? So that could be a main cast member, a guest star, a special guest star. Who is going to blow people away this season?
I think season 2. Christ, who's going to blow people away?
So we got John Leather coming back as Kronos. We got Zane playing a new version of Carter. We got Ben as Ray. We've got the main cast: Maddie, Lewis. We got Tony. We got Jamie. We got me. We got. Guest stars include Elliot Coombe. We got Dan Villano.
I think Ray is one of the people that
Ben's.
Tom's close with
Tom is close with Ray, not Henry.
Tom's close with Ray.
Best friend.
And I think. What's his name? Kronos.
John Leather.
Kronos will blow people away. There's a great storyline there. There's a great
storyline there, but I think as much as everyone loves John Leather playing Kronos, I think it's the other character that is going to blow people away. The reveal, shall I say?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. that's the end of the questions. Which means we are done, my friend. So, thanks to Ryan Hemingway for coming along and doing another podcast with us. You have all been listening to the Rather Late programme with Bash Dinsmore and special guest Ryan Hemingway. Yeah, so thanks for listening, guys. I'm not sure when the next podcast is going to be, because I still need to find some good guests who are willing to take part. But yeah, so for now, hold on to your seats, and we'll see you soon.